Garcia TV. Subscribe.
He's also talked about it. That left hook is so good, and it's so long and so precise and so hard, but
What's going on, guys? It's Garcia TV and I'm back with another video. This time it's quite a controversial, very controversial video that I'm going to be speaking about some controversial topics, some things I'm not sure how deep I can go into. We're going to talk about Ryan Garcia again, his recent outbursts, which is even worse than the last. Never mind the drug abuse, he's now talking about something a lot more serious. He had a conversation over social media and he was on Andrew Tate's podcast, and he basically called in, or Andrew Tate contacted him. They were connected, and Ryan Garcia, who to me was obviously under the influence of some kind of drug, you could tell by his voice and the way he was speaking, and also he had no inhibitions. He was speaking his mind. He was saying things that he would never say if he was completely sober. And he spoke to Andrew Tate and he spoke about some very serious allegations. He said that he was abused. I'm going to use the word abused if you know what that means. I'm going to use the word abused instead, to replace another word. He said that he was abused when he was 2 years old by this particular elite group of people that control the world. Now, we could laugh and say this is ridiculous, he's crazy, under the influence, just trying to get out of the fight, all sorts of things. But he mentions in his rant about being abused and then being captured and taken to the woods by this elite group of people who have a lot of power and witnessing, I'm going to use the word abuse again, of minors and all sorts of crazy things. And he's now having a kind of war with this elite. Now we know this elite is also known as the Illuminati. It's a group of people that control very powerful industries and very influential industries in the world, definitely in the United States. But unlike, Ryan Garcia is not the first person to talk about the Illuminati and these elite groups, but he's one of the first people I've heard to actually mention a name. He mentions the name of this group, and the name of this group is something that I even know about. Now, I didn't know that they were involved in any particular type of thing, any particular type of, like what his allegations are concerned with, but I have heard of these people. I do know, I think it's an area in California. It's a private land of thousands of acres. They have an annual meeting of all the most powerful politicians and musicians and actors and all sorts of things. They come to this thing and it's completely a private land. You can't enter. And the most powerful people come here every year. It's an annual event. He mentions the name. Yeah, I know the name. I'm not necessarily going to mention the name again. If you know the name, mention it in the comments. He mentions the name. I've got the clip, I'm going to play it. The name of the Illuminati, the people that he mentions, is in this video. So I'm going to play what he said about this particularly important, powerful group of people. They've given themselves this name. They've been going since 1870 something. If you know, you know them. Yeah. He's, let's just say Andrew Tate is right. He is attacking some extremely important people. Let's just have a listen and then we'll discuss it. It's quite a long interview, but I'll let you hear what was said. And also just remember, it's quite easy to discredit Garcia's credibility because he's young. But remember, Andrew Tate has said similar things and told us about this already. Let's take a listen.
Hey, bro. All right, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a... Bro, they held me down and they made me watch a little... Yeah, I don't give a anymore.
Where?
Bro, they took me to the woods, bro, and they tied. I'm not joking, bro. I have proof, bro. I don't give a bro. I will show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They tied me down and they made me watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a anymore. Yes, I lost it. They're little.
He doesn't want to take us all, so let's go. Yeah, come on, Ryan. He doesn't want to take us. Come on.
Bro, this dude, dude.
Who?
Bro,
you know
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
No, you know what?
You know the path
Andrew,
you're going down's dangerous, my friend.
I don't give a. I don't give a. They can't touch me. I'm a god.
Well, that's the first point of contention, because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst
no,
part
they
about it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me.
You have proof of these things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The f you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to get you out of it? I can help.
Well, bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, I can help you get out of it if you want. I know people.
Oh. Tell everyone at home then. Start from the beginning. When did this happen? Where did this happen? What exactly did you see? Why have you tweeted the things you've tweeted? Let people at home understand you a little bit.
Because I don't give a bro. They me, right? I was 2 years old. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started, bro. Okay?
You do know there's going to be certain people who believe, and I'm Ryan, you know I like you. We've been speaking for years. You know there's going to be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're repeating some of the things you've said on the internet, and that, so they're going to not believe you unless you come at it very coherently.
Andrew, I'll go to fucking Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
Bro, you don't want to come here. You don't need Romanian jail. It's bad for your fight camp. But I'm just asking, like, you're gonna have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to truly understand that what you're saying happened is what you saw, and that this is not some sort of episode or anything else. This is my advice to you as a brother. I'm trying to make it, if you want people to believe you, you're gonna have to come along and explain from the absolute beginning exactly how it happened, who was involved, how you got there, what car you were in, where you were standing, everything.
Of course they're gonna want that, and I have all the information possible.
Okay, so when you're releasing it, how are you releasing it? Or are you keeping it for yourself? Because it looks like you don't want to keep it for yourself.
I don't. At the right time, I'm gonna release all of it, but at the right time, I'm gonna do it. They're already calling me to tell me to stop. I don't give a f, dude. I've already had a meeting with them.
So there you have it. That was the interview with Andrew Tate and Ryan Garcia, clearly under the influence, talking about some very serious things, some very powerful people. And he mentions that he was abused, preferably, by these same people that he's talking about when he was 2 years old. Now, I don't know why he would have been targeted at 2 years old. Obviously, he wasn't famous then. He wasn't rich then. That's one thing that we need to look at. And then he goes on to say that he was taken to the woods by these people. Obviously, I think he's been to these parties. Once you become a successful person, you're kind of eligible to go to these parties, and you join this kind of club and things like that. And then you see the things that go on there, a lot of abuse. And this is what he's talking about now. Apparently, he's been threatened now. Now that he wants to talk about what he's seen, he's now been threatened by these people. Now, is there any truth in it? Now, it's very easy to say, Garcia's just talking nonsense and he's crazy. But there are some signs in his past that he was struggling with things, prior to having a fight date with Devin Haney or even Gervonta Davis. When he had his first depression, he didn't really talk much about why he was depressed. He really kind of seemed like quite a level-headed person, and then he suddenly kind of went off the rails, and he said it was just the pressure that kind of got to his head and stuff like that. But maybe that was a sign of being involved with this group of people who, at first, they act as if they're your friends and they're here to help you. And, you might even be excited about, making your first $1 million or whatever, becoming famous like Ryan Garcia. And these group of people, they don't come to you, like with all these kind of evil, bad things so that you can think, oh, I don't want to be a part of them. They come to you as the nicest people, the most helpful people. You're actually excited to join their club because you just think that they're a bunch of entrepreneurs, higher echelon characters that have made it, like they're where you're trying to get to, and they show you how you can get there. They introduce you to some good things. They make your life easier, and you think, oh, these group of people are great. It's just like a club of people that are successful, just kind of trying to protect their assets. And at first you go to these places and you see good things. So that's why you get a lot of entertainers and high profile people joining up with these clubs. They think it's in the interest of their career. And then, like Andrew Tate alludes to, they kind of find a way to blackmail you. They put you in a position where, they let you know that you could be an accessory to some kind of crime or abuse or something. And then they come to you with some proposal. And if you don't take it, that is when they either get rid of you or they tie some kind of allegation to you, which is difficult for you to get rid of, and it kind of ruins your career. Maybe this is what Diddy's going through, and a few other artists and people. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm just kind of opening my mind to some of this. So like I said, Garcia seems like he's had a lot of run-ins with some kind of bad company prior to this Devin Haney fight. And the reason why I'm pointing that out as significant is that if that wasn't the case, then we could just write off what he's saying and say, well, he's just scared of losing again. But it does seem to be a recurring theme that, that is stressing him out. And another thing is that this kind of drinking and alcohol abuse has been going on from before the fight with Gervonta Davis. He's had this on and off issue, and we know that when people have this kind of up and down kind of thing in their history, it's often because of something traumatic happening early on, like an abuse or something. And this is kind of, I would say that this is kind of in line with what he's saying. I'm not saying he's telling the truth, I have no idea, but this is in line with some of the things he's saying. The drug abuse, to try and forget the abuse that maybe he encountered or that he saw. And now that he is probably taking some kind of heavier drugs, or he's under the influence of something, it allows him to speak about some of the things that he's seen. Maybe this is what he's really depressed about. Maybe these lawsuits are ways of trying to get him not to talk about some of the things he's seen. Maybe his house being robbed was not really about robbing his house, was just to let him know that he can be touched, because these very powerful people, they can get you gone very easily. Maybe this is the same group of people that got rid of some other high profile artist in fake helicopter crashes and things like that. Who knows? But I have a feeling that this is the kind of thing Garcia is talking about. If this is what Garcia is talking about, good luck. That's all I can say to him, because it's extremely difficult to get yourself out of this circle of people once you're in there. And if Garcia's in there, I'm not saying he can forget about his boxing career, but it's going to be very difficult. He can't focus on the fight if he's dealing with this kind of thing, unless he kind of goes along with the things that they're saying. You can tell he's scared about whatever he's been threatened with, because he wants to talk about it, but at the same time he's not talking about it. Maybe on the other side, on the more skeptical side, maybe he's just trying to deflect from the fight because he doesn't think he'll win, and he's trying to create another kind of a narrative that he can kind of go viral with. But if he was trying to do that, you wouldn't really mention that you were abused. That's not really something you want people to know necessarily, unless you're looking for sympathy. But it's not really something that most people, particularly men, want to talk about. So if there wasn't some kind of truth to it, I don't think he would say it. maybe I'm being naive. I have no idea. It's 50-50. He could be trying to create a whole storm so that he starts trending, you know, in a different direction and makes a lot of money from that while escaping the fight. Who knows? I have no idea. But Garcia increasingly doesn't look like he's gonna fight Haney. He looks like he has much bigger things going on in his life. You know, Illuminati people that are not going to let go of him very easily. He needs to not speak about what's going on, or they're going to make his life very difficult. He's clearly trying to numb the pain and the stress of what he's going through with these people and the influence that they have with alcohol and drugs, which is a complete no-no if you're an athlete. It just doesn't work. If you're an athlete, you can't win. You can't win the big fights. Everybody knows that. So I don't know. Garcia has a lot of problems at the moment, you know, and he seems to me as if he's indulging more and more and getting deeper and deeper into kind of drug abuse and this kind of depression thing again. So what I think will happen is he'll call off the fight, and I think that Shakur Stevenson will step in, and we'll see Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney. What may also happen is Devin Haney may turn down Shakur Stevenson because they have a bit of back and forth. And I think Devin Haney kind of doesn't want to give Shakur Stevenson a chance because he knows how difficult that fight would be. And it's kind of unnecessary to fight Shakur Stevenson. I think he'll be campaigning maybe for Gervonta or somebody else. So we'll see who steps in. But I just don't see Garcia making it to the fight at the moment. Let me know what you think about this Illuminati thing. I did want to mention the name of the people. But, you know, if you listen closely to the video, you can hear that he mentions the name himself. And if you look up these people, it's a group of people and they do exist. I'm not going to speak about it any more than that. Let me know what you think. I'm on to the next one.
Man, guess who's back? Guess who's